Hi, welcome to Gladys Creations. Today I am going to be in a collaboration called What Would You Do with host Rustic and Lace Divine Design, guest host Marika's Creations. Today we're going to be working with wood. Now, my first two choices are that I'm going to be working with Jenga blocks, because it's a challenge for me. I do carpentry work, and let me tell you, Jengas are not easy. So let's get on with DIY number one. All right, now here we're going to be working with a 9-inch wood round. And then to start with that, we're going to get 8 Jengas and put them all around the round. What I do there, see, I was measuring that it's a 9-inch round. And what I do is I place one at 12 o'clock, one at 6 o'clock, and one at 3 o'clock, and one at 9. Then in the empty spaces, I place one. That's how I get the 8. Then I go into the empty spaces in between and lay 8 more down. And I keep doing that all the way until I have 10 rows. Now here I show you how I glued them down. See, I glue it down to the 9-inch round. Many of the videos that I watched on how other people did their wells, they make a round and then glue it on afterwards. I wanted a wood round, not cardboard, so I did it this way. And mine is a little bit bigger than a lot of them, except for one. There was this one girl, she had like a 12-inch one. It was beautiful. But there you go. And I do that until I was 10 inches tall. Then the next thing I do is the supports, okay, for the roof. There, I did 6, but really I did 8, okay? And I did them in groups of 2. I changed it later because mine is a little bit bigger than the other people that I had got inspired by. Here now I'm doing the roof, and what I'm doing is I'm doing the I'm connecting 10 Jenga blocks together, and then it's going to be 3 rows high. See there? And then you're going to connect them, okay? And then that's the one side. Then you have to build another one, okay? You have to build 2 of them. So you need 2 of the roof supports, and then you're going to cut the ends, and then you're going to drill a hole about a quarter inch from the bottom of the 2 top ones, okay? And then, because that's where I'm going to put in a rod, and you'll see that later. Here I'm connecting the roof together, and then I let it set overnight, okay? Because I seal it with Type-On. You see that? I do like if it was caulking, okay? So I sealed it nice so it gets nice and firm. And then, and I let it dry overnight. So there's that part. Now I'm showing you here that mine came out a little bit wonky. It tilted a little bit. So, but that's okay because it's for me. And there I'm attaching the roof supports, which are the 8 Jenga blocks on each side. You want to try to find the Jenga blocks that are right across from one another. That way it's nice and even. And you see how I keep making everything flush with my quick and thick Type-On glue, Type-On quick and thick or something like that. And let's see, and I'm making 2 of them, one for me and one for somebody else. It's a birthday present, but they're probably gonna watch the video and I'll spoil everything. But yeah, and then you see why I cut the points? So when the roof, I lay it on there, it lays flat. So all you do is you angle cut it with a miter shears or whatever, or you can saw it, circular saw, whatever, at a 45-degree angle. All right. Now here's the bamboo. I used the large bam- bamboo skewers that they sell at Dollar Tree, the real giant king size ones. All right, and then I cut that. The width is 9 inches. Okay, then I make that. That's an inch and a half, and then the little stick that I glue onto there, that's only an inch. So I make like a Z. Okay, now I set it to dry, and then I already had one made. Then I put a little bit of glue, hot glue, and push it through. And then since I pushed it through, it ran, and I ended up putting a half bead on there, and then I just peeled off the glue. And that'll keep it from slipping out. I don't actually want that to turn. I just want it as a visual thing. Okay. Now I'm gonna connect my roof, and I'm doing that with hot glue only. I didn't use wood glue for that because for video purposes, I did it that way. Plus, right there, I had a little bit of a gap because my wood chipped when I was using the miter scissors. So be careful with that with the Jenga blocks, okay? Now, I went to Dollar Tree to get those little metal baskets, the buckets, the little metal buckets, the white ones. They didn't have them. So what I did was I improvised. I got shot glasses from there. I take my hole puncher, punch two holes, put some Dollar Tree wire that I had from 1,000 years ago. And it's real flexible, real easy. Like you can even bend it with your fingers. Like sometimes you'll see me bend it with my fingers, and then sometimes you'll see me do it with my needle nose. But there you go, and that's all I did. And then I later on I take it and I paint it. Now here I'm painting one of the I'm painting it with antique white, and I want the wood grain to show a little bit, so I only do one coat. Okay, then I'm gonna do the roof um in first I'm gonna dry brush it with burgundy. Okay, so I dry brushed it all around. I think no, that's berry wine. Yeah, that was berry wine. I'm out of the burgundy, by the way, and I'm so sad about that. But I used berry wine from Folk Art, and all I do is dry brush it, so like the edges and stuff, and a little bit in the inside, and then I go up to the roof support. I do that, and around the dowel rod. Well, it's not a dowel rod; it's the skewer stick that I cut out. I do that. I brush it with that too, and then I take the rooftop and I start the one side. I paint the one side. Oh, and then there, you see how I put a lot of paint there? Then I come with the antique white. I dry it off. This is to show you that if you do put too much, you could always correct anything that you paint. You see that? I painted it, dried it, painted one more time again. See? And then I dry it, and then I dry brush it again. Okay? So you could fix your mistakes. Nothing when you paint is not permanent. You could always fix it. So so I go back and I must have did it again. Yeah, I did it one more time. And then I dry it. And then I'm gonna dry brush it. There you go, see? Fixed it, voila. Alright, now I'm gonna do the one side of the rooftop, alright? And then what I do is I tilt it over and I do the inside, the bottom, and then I do the other side. Okay? Then after that, I'm painting all my paint buckets white, and then setting them to dry. And then there I was going with a light gray, and I'm painting that right now, light gray. And then I'm going to take silver from Apple Barrel, Oh no, I'm sorry. No, first I put the pavement. I dry brush it with pavement and then I wipe it because I put a little bit of water in there, so it's a little bit watered down, and to give it that smeared kind of look to it. You see that? And then now I'm putting silver on top, so it'll make it look like it's a metal bucket. Yep. Mhm. So there you go. And I did that. Then after that, I get some twine and I tie it onto the bucket. Now, now I'm gonna put a little bit of glue there. You see that? A dab of glue, and I'm gonna put it as low as as high as possible the bucket, and then I'm gonna wrap it around the dowel rod all the way to the other end, and then I'm gonna glue it down there again. Okay, so that way it's not like I said, I don't want it to be functional. I'm doing it for looks. Okay, so there you go. See, it's just hanging there from the rod. And I do the same thing. This one is the one that was the present. Now you're going to see that in the final reveal. Now here is all, you could screenshot that. That's all the blocks that you're going to be using for the fireplace. I'm making a fireplace, and I don't know if I lost the footage or if I never recorded it or what happened. So here I'm going to explain it to you. I take the front is 4 across, okay, 4 rows up, okay, and you're gonna do it that way. So it's 4 across and then 4 up, all right, and you're gonna do that twice, all right. You do the left side and the right side. Then in the middle there's 11 Jenga blocks, okay, and you're gonna glue them together, 11 of them, all right. And then when those 11 are done, then you attach your 11 to the two sides of that are 16, okay, and then set that to dry, okay. Then here we're doing the bottom, I think it is. Let me see, let me look at my notes here, because okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 4 5 6 7. All right, so those are the one. That's the bottom. I'm doing the bottom. That's 7 rows up and 7 rows across. Okay, which is 49 blocks you're gonna need. So that's the bottom piece that I did just now. And I have 2 more piles that I have to put together yet. Okay, and that is the bottom part. Now, let me see. I think I show you when I put it together. This is really difficult because you can't move it, because if like the first part will be dry, but then the second part's not dry. So you see, I put it to the side, didn't touch it. I just put it to the front. Now I'm doing the back. Now the back is huge. All right, it is 19 across and 4 rows up. So what I did was I split it up in 4s, and then the last pack was a pack of 3, and that's how I did my 19. Okay, so I did it 4 4 4 and then 3, and I put them all together. Then you see that, and then what I did was, then I set that and I push it up. Then I do the 19, and then when I push that up, I put I connect the second row. Then I did the third and the fourth row and let that dry together first, and then I connected the top, the first 2 rows with the last 2 rows. And that's how I had to do it, because if I didn't do it that way, it would keep falling apart. Okay, there I made the sides. The sides were only 4 rows across and 4 rows up, and you need two of them for each side. Now that is the top. And I do the same thing like I did with the bottom. That's what I'm explaining to you. That I do that and I let it dry overnight. All right. When you have the big pieces like that, you want to let them dry overnight. Then I connected the sides though to the front when I dried it. Then I connected the back. Okay. So there I'm connecting the back. You see that? And then connect it to the sides. And then I set that to the side to dry. I was trying to seal the inside and I couldn't. My hand wouldn't fit. So there I set it to the side and then I get the bottom. Now, this is optional. I wanted mine to rise up a little bit because I wanted my bottom to be like a ledge. So I took 14 of the brown Jenga blocks and I just did a rectangle shape. Like halfway, I started, like I glued it halfway, like the bottom edge. Those two that I put there is the bottom edge of the first row, right? And then that takes it almost like halfway down into the first row and the top row. Okay, you see that? See, it goes like halfway. And then I do the bottom. See, and I do the seat. And then all I do is I follow that all the way around. And then and that'll make it nice and even. All right. So now I'm going to glue the body to the top before I do the bottom. All right, so I glue all the edges around and put it. Then I flip it over, mark it, okay, put glue on the bottom of the body, spread it nice, and then I line it up with my lines. And then here I go sealing it. You see how I sealed it with my finger like if it was caulking? I use the wood glue and do that. And you don't even see it because it dries clear. Because that Dollar Tree wood glue dries clear. Yeah. So there you go. And it didn't matter anyways because I'm going to paint this. Okay. So there it goes, all done. And that's what it looks like done. Now, I took, and I wanted to trim all my edges. The other people that have done these don't finish it off. I wanted to finish my end off. So I took my glue gun and took my moldings and was trying to figure out if I wanted to use that centerpiece. I don't. I just use that trim line and I just go around and glue it on with the hot glue. See? And that's what's nice about using it. And you see how quick that dried? I applied to both sides and already that piece that I had made with the glue gun was ready, you know. And so I cut it. I cut the bottom, the top part of that L to extend it. And then I take another piece, you see that, and I measure it, cut it, and then I glue that on. I love making the molds with the hot glue because then you can hot glue it on and it glues nice and it dries like right away and you can use them right away. Now there I just took the antique white and I painted the trim. I painted that 4 times, okay, and I painted just one coat all around the body and the floor. Okay, that's I only did one. Now I take 4 tablespoons of spackle and I mix it with the antique white, and then I'm gonna take it with my paintbrush and I'm gonna dab it on there to make it look like cement, like it's a cement wall or like a plaster wall. And because I don't like the lines that the Jenga block leaves. Like, I don't know. I just don't. And I don't like all that empty gaps. You see all them gaps? So see, that's what I did all around the body, and I did the back the same way. Okay, then I take my antique wax from Waverly, and what I do is I take that and I dry brush it, all the trim, and then I dry brush the inside walls, and I dry a brush a little bit the walls, the stone part walls. I do a little bit, not too much. You'll see it in the final reveal a little bit better. Now here's a fun one. I got 2 easels from Dollar Tree and 4 of those wooden pallets. Okay, and we're gonna make a swing. I don't know if you watched my video prior. I made a gnome, okay, and in the Homie Nomi project, and this swing that I'm making is for her. So I take the 2 pallets on the bottom, glue them together, then glue the 2 on that I just attached right there that I'm about to attach. I glue them together, and then now I'm gonna glue it to the back part of the other one. See it? There. You see how I set it up right to the all the way towards the back. I don't put it behind it. I put it on top, but towards the back. Okay? Then here, I take the swing and I mean the easel, and that middle part that usually is the stand, I take it on the other side. I drill a little hole in it, and then I have 2 packs for the easels. Then I take the 2 that are cut in an angle, 45-degree angle. I screw them in on each hole, okay, and then I take the bottom parts of the easel and I put them together and tighten them. And you see it falls down until you have it tightened up. Once you tighten that up, you tighten up the other side, but not all the way. I never tighten all my screws. I get them all put on and then I tighten everything. That's why everything's still like wobbly, because if not, it's going to become uneven. So what I do is I screwed it and then I lift it and put it through the bottom, and then I go and tighten it. Then I put my screwdriver to hold the screw together, to hold the screw down while I tighten the nut, and then I do the same thing on the top. And then here there's still some sticks left, okay, that were like for the bottom of the easel, that was for the easel, the back part of the easel. So I measure it to my chair there, and then I take it and I cut it, and then I put that there, and then that little notch on the bottom is about an inch tall, okay, and then I just glue that to the bottom and then glue the long rod on top. So that would be the armrest. Okay. Now I had a mission with tying the oh my goodness, now I can't even think of the name of it. I wanted to tie my swing, but I wanted it to look old fashioned. So I didn't get any chains. I didn't do the chain. I did it with the, it's like a jute twine rope kind of. I bought that in Walmart, and it comes a big spool and it's a real cheap price. And I tie a knot right there at the end of the armrest. Then I go to swing, tie it, and I say, oh wait, let me wait until it completely dries. So once it's completely dry, I take it and I lift it up, and then in the opening in the back of the chair, I stick the twine in there. You see, I'm trying to show it, but it's like so hard. The angles for me to do this was really hard. But the back of the chair, there's a gap. You stick the twine or the jute rope through there. I think I get to show you now better. There you go. You see the opening? I put glue in there, and then I put it in there with a skewer stick and hold it. I hold it down, put some more glue, and there, now it's dry. So that's how I did the back part. And then I made some little pillows. I ended up changing the pillows because I thought those were way too small, so I made some others. So here I'm going to show you the final reveal of everything. First, I show you everything before I decorate it. I'm here to inspire you. I'm not telling you to follow exactly what I did. I'm showing you this to inspire you. You don't have to decorate it like I decorated it. You don't have to paint it like I painted it. This is just to give you an idea, just to inspire you. I want to thank you for watching. Make sure you check out the playlist. There's so many girls here that are very talented, very creative, and the playlist. This is one of the good playlists. Everybody in here is very, very talented. Okay, so enjoy watching. Thank you once again for watching. Okay, like, share, and comment. I also have, if you have any questions or comments, in the description below, the description box below, I have many ways that you can contact me. I also have a Cash App on there. I also have Buy Me a Coffee. Any donations always help me towards my crafting. All right. If you ever want to send me anything, or want to challenge me in making something, like buy something and have me do it for you and challenge me, I take anybody's challenge. Okay. So you could do that. Just email me and we could do this. All right. I like doing stuff like that. I love challenges. All right. And I didn't decorate the fireplace too much because I have other plans. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of what it would look like decorated. But I have other ideas for that, all right? So like I said, check out the playlist. These girls are amazing. They're great. I mean, they're really, really good, okay? And you have yourself a blessed day. And remember, toss a coin and you'll always get your wishes will come true. Okay, that's what the little sign says. All right. And that one's a gift. That one's the one that's a gift, and then the red, the wine one is mine. And I painted that bicycle over again. It was pink and blue, and I did it burgundy with the antique white, and I put some little gems on there, butterflies and stuff like that. Yeah, that's mine. That's because I'm going to put the whole set all together. And you saw her swinging on there. She loves her swing. She has not gotten off that swing since I made it for her. She really, really likes it. I haven't given her a name. What? Let me get some ideas from you guys. Put a name down in the comments that you think I should call my gnome. Okay? And there she is. She's just looking at her swing, and she's like, oh, see, I made bigger pillows there. Okay, she's there just looking at it, and then later on, you're going to see her sitting there swinging away. And she loves it. She loves her swing. She's so, so happy. So she sits there and eats her ice cream and swings away in the swing. Mm-hmm. There she is, all happy. She's like, yes, I got a swing now. And she got a wishing well. And there's going to be more soon to come. I'm making a whole little thing for her. So, and I'm going to probably, for the next gnome, I'm going to make her a friend. All right? So, and, oh, and look out. I'm going to be having another video coming up in a couple days with my friend Nikki. Oh my God, she's amazing. I love her. I have a surprise video on there that you're gonna that I'm gonna show you. All right. We're doing a marshmallow theme. Okay, of anything made marshmallow. So she's gonna make her own theme, and I'm gonna make my own theme. All right, and that's coming out for the 24th. All right, at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So here you go. Here's everything. There's the fireplace and the swing. And look at her, she's swinging. She's eating her ice cream. She's so happy, and she's sitting right next to her well. Yeah, she's loving it. Yep. Mm-hmm. She is happy. I would be too. I had a beautiful swing like that, right? Hmm. That makes me think maybe I can make one for my backyard. All right. Well, thank you for watching. Stay blessed. And always remember, Gladys Creations is for you. Like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.